I remember back in the days when I was playing video games every single day, because right now I don't play video games. I haven't played in several years. But back in the day when I was younger, in my teenage years and during my childhood, I used to play a lot of games. I was such a big nerd, especially during my early teens. I remember my early teens very clearly. I was the skinniest fucking child out there. Never ate, only played games. That's all I wanted to do. I didn't care about food, didn't care about training, didn't care about staying in shape. I just wanted to play my games. I was completely addicted. Not just obsessed, addicted. Obsessed is like a nice word instead of addicted. It sounds nicer. Oh, I'm just obsessed with it. No, you're addicted. And that's what I was. I was absolutely addicted. Like it was so bad. And obviously that addiction kind of faded away as I grew older. And I remember the main games I used to play were RuneScape and a game called Warrock. Warrock is like a first-person shooter game. I don't know if it's still around. It probably is. But those were the games I used to play. I didn't play them simultaneously, but I used to play them like alternating from month to month, or from a few months to a few months. But what I remember during the times and during the years that I played games is I used to get so addicted to improving a character in a game, a character that's not even real. I was so obsessed with making this character of mine inside a fictional world into the perfect character that I could make it into. And especially in RuneScape, on a game like a first-person shooter game, I wouldn't say you care as much as with a game that's like an RPG game that you can level up your strength and do quests and just get a bunch of nice armor and yada yada yada. So I think it's especially like it applies mostly to RPG games. And I remember I had this addiction, mostly with RuneScape, to completely just make my character as good as I could, to max out my skills, max out the quests, the armor, the money, everything, right? And that obsession is so weird. Like, imagine being so obsessed with bettering and improving upon a character that's not even real. It doesn't exist. It's just in a fictional world, made out of pixels, on a screen. It's not real. It's not the real world. But that's what I was working hard on every single day after school. Even during school, when I didn't feel like doing my homework and doing my, executing my classes, I was pulling up RuneScape and playing like a fucking retard, like a fucking nerd, trying to improve this character that wasn't even real. Isn't that absurd that people that are addicted to video games, like as a child and as a teenager, I mean, it's kind of fine as long as you don't do it like after 18 and like you start getting your shit together after the age of 18, 19 and onwards. But as a grown-ass man, being obsessed over building this character online that's not even real, instead of looking in the mirror, looking at yourself in the mirror and seeing, where can I improve myself? Where am I lacking in my life? Where am I falling short? What skills do I not have that I wish that I had? How does my physique look like? What's my cardio like? How much money do I have? What's my status like? What kind of respect do I get from other men? What kind of women do I have? And so on and so forth. Instead of looking at these things, the things that actually matter in the real world, grown-ass men addicted to video games are looking at something entirely different. Something that's not even real, that's made out of pixels in a fantasy world, inside a computer screen, trying to improve upon a character that is non-existent. It's crazy. And I understand them, and I get why they do it. I get it, because I used to be that as well. I used to obsess over improving my RuneScape character. I used to obsess over it. I remember it so clearly. I can even mention details to anyone who used to play RuneScape, and this will resonate with them. They will know what I'm talking about. So what I was trying to do is I was trying to get the perfect armor. I was trying to get the best weapon, the best cape, the best torso, the best everything. So I wanted this, I remember it very clearly. I wanted two pieces of items in that game. The first one was a fire cape that was very difficult to get. You couldn't buy it. You had to beat like a big boss and go through like an entire wave of like 70 waves of beating opponents till you get to the final boss. You beat the final boss, then you get the fire cape. I was obsessing over doing that, and also I was obsessing over like getting this sword in the game that was very, very strong. It was called Chaotic Rapier, if I remember correctly, and I was making my days like about this shit, of how I'm gonna achieve this. I was structuring it up. I'm gonna do this every day to get closer to this goal in this game. Every day. I was treating it like it was a business, like it was my own life, which is crazy. I went in with the mentality every day, I'm gonna get this sword by 3 or 4 months, and this fire cape, I'm gonna get it in like 1-2 weeks. I'm gonna work my ass off. I'm gonna watch guides. I'm just gonna prepare. I'm gonna get a lot of money inside the game so I can buy a lot of supplies, and like insanity, pure insanity. And you know, the years passed. I would say I lost my addiction to video games. I think when I was, I think around the age of 15 is when I stopped playing intensely. I didn't stop playing entirely, but I kind of lost that addiction that I used to have, where I was obsessing over bettering something that wasn't real, a video game character, right? And that addiction is pure insanity. Imagine if you just put that energy and that addiction and that obsession into your own life, into real life, into things that are real, which is your reality. That's why it's called reality. You can't spell reality without real. It's real. It's here. It's your life. I wasn't focusing on that. I was focusing on improving something that was completely made up, made out of pixels. Crazy, huh? And the sad thing, there are a lot of grown-ass men all over the world, to this day, more than ever I would say, that are fully obsessed and addicted to what I was addicted to like over 10 years ago at the age of 15, which is crazy. Imagine if they just put that energy into bettering their own lives. But the thing is, getting better in real life, making your reality better is way harder. It's way harder. There's less dopamine, there's less instant gratification. It is way harder to actually reshape your reality than to go into a game that's fun to play. It gives you a lot of dopamine, and it's very stimulating to level up, to see all the big numbers on the screen go up and your armor getting more and more fancy, stronger and better. That's way easier. Leveling up in real life is fucking hard. It is so hard. I show up every day just trying to do my work and trying to get better and better and better, but it's so fucking hard. There are so many days I want to quit. There's no instant gratification in this. It's all delayed, and it feels like shit. I hate it, but I keep doing it anyways. With games, it's fun. It's fun. You just log into your game, and you go and you just do whatever you want. It's all fun in games. It's just fun. But real life, it's not fun. That's another story. But it's crazy that we get so much more out of playing the game in real life than playing the game in a pixelated world. There's so much more to gain from leveling up in real life than from a game. Really. And that's pretty obvious to everyone. I don't need to explain it to anyone. But that's how you really achieve fulfillment and purpose in life. It may be hard right now, but what you'll get out of it in the future can't be described with words. If you're willing to suffer for 1, 2, maybe 3 years, going through the trenches, just to get out of the other side, on the other side, as a new and better man, as a man that 99% of men can only dream of becoming, instead of wasting that time playing a video game. So, to all men watching this video, if you're addicted to video games, be honest with yourself and ask yourself, why am I addicted to video games? Why am I doing this to myself? And why am I not expecting better of myself? Why am I not expecting the absolute best for myself. It's a fucking fly here, fucking piece of shit. You need to ask yourself that question. And you need to be serious about it. Because playing video games is a life waster. The only point in your life you should be able to play video games is when you've already made it. When you've already made it and you're making millions each and every single year, you can possibly spare 1 to 2 hours playing with loved ones. But if you're a fucking loser, if you don't have your shit together, and you're playing games every single day, for hours every single day, you need to stop doing it. You need to stop doing it. You have a lot of work to do. There's no reason for you to work on a fictional character instead of yourself. There's no reason for you to do that. And that's it. That's what I wanted to talk about today. Like, really just, I've been thinking about this. Like, why is it that we work on something that's not even real as opposed to building something that is real, which is ourselves? The real and the only video game character that matters. Because it's delayed gratification as opposed to instant gratification. That's why we do it, but we still need to stay strong. We need to work on our own character rather than something that's not even real, because we're going to get much more out of it and our life is going to change forever. But yeah, that was my rant for today, guys. Now we'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.